Yeah.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Be the Media Huntington. Tonight is Tuesday, February 13th, and I think we all just forgot we were starting our show. Right off the bat, aren't we? Oh, goodness. So we have a great show that we put together for you guys today. We literally spent all day together out on the town, and we had a lot of fun. So I'm Jenny Lee, I'm one of your hostesses, and tonight I'm joined with Dana.
Hi, guys.
And Lisa.
Hi, everybody.
So I guess we'll just go ahead and jump right into it. If you have been watching our show, you'll know that we like to highlight some of our small businesses around town. And we typically do that around the end of our show, but we've decided to flip the script tonight and take you through what our day was and some of the great things that we saw today, as well as some of the not so great things today. So where did we start today, ladies?
We started
The spot.
at the spot.
Started at the spot. So
Lisa's hot spot.
So I'm going to go ahead and show everyone the interview we did, and we'll take it from there.
Interview. Go. Hi, everybody. Lisa with Be the Media Huntington. Rosanna. I'm here with Rosanna. She's the owner of the spot. Anything you could tell us? Maybe some of your specialties?
So I got a few. So everybody knows the empanadas, the salad, the tacos, authentic tacos, the wings, the jalapenos, icons, and I have different things. So always I'm speaking with the customer what wanted. So something is a realistic, and onion ring.
Tell me about your top shelf burger. I've heard a lot about that.
Amazing, very special. So if you go, oh wow, yeah, I can speak. Wow. So it's very good, very good. So I have it nachos. Nachos is special for the people who like it a little different. And this is very funny because Matthews is one boy from California, so he wanted to eat something. I want a burrito. What burrito? No, I don't want this burrito. What burrito do you want? California. So what do you mean California burrito? So, okay, I can eat this, the recipe. So what is that inside? So, steak, guacamole, cheese, rice, fried, onion, mac, sauce, and sour cream.
Sounds good. Making me hungry.
So this is a special for Matthew, California burrito making in California. All right. So because my point is always speaking with the customer, and I wanted the customer to be on their own what like they eat, and I can do. So no difficult making. Give me the recipe. I'm starting, and I start working.
And you opened up September 2007 here.
Yeah.
And this is going to be your first summer here with the windows that will open. So you'll have some tables and chairs out there. We'll be able to eat outside and order right from the window here.
Yes.
Right?
The idea is making something funny today for everybody because it's the first year opening here. Yes. Something making a little different for the people. And feeling like it's in the home. So I come here, or the people cooking with me is the same at home. So everything is homemade.
Everything is cooked here.
I'm very picky for everything, and I check in everything. When I don't like something, okay, out. So making again.
Everything is tasting.
Every time is tasting. So I have a very good idea coming for the summer. I hope everybody can enjoy. And I try the best what I can do for everybody.
Well, it sounds good. Thank you very much. Thank you. Come on down to the spot, everybody. She was so nervous. She was really nervous. She's a very sweet lady.
She was very sweet. The food was amazing. I've been going to the gym, so I've been trying to eat very healthy. And I told her what I needed, and she just whipped me up something really great, low calorie, high protein. So they're extremely accommodating. Oh, and then, of course, made us taste ice cream after trying to the straight up beans and zucchini. The ice cream was so good. I can't wait to take my kids there this summer.
Cinnabon. What did you guys have?
I had Fruity Pebbles. I had
Fruity Pebbles. I had the Cinnabon. What did you have, Dana?
I didn't have anything because my stomach said no.
Oh.
I'd be.
You had the empanadas.
Yes. I had too much already. I had the chicken empanadas with the crazy sauce that was simply marvelous.
Corn fritters.
The corn fritters,
Yeah,
and then the burritos are like the size of someone's head. They're huge. So I had some of that. I had so much I bought home. I bought home a lot. So, but it was really good.
Children stole it from you.
Yeah, my son ate the entire thing. He didn't even say, "Do you want some?" or anything. He just ate it. Yeah. So it was good. It was a nice sized portion, a reasonable amount of money. The food was tasty. It was fresh. They're very pleasant. So I was happy. And I'll take the kids back. Yeah, I'll definitely take the kids there this summer.
Yeah. Lisa, do you have the address in front of you to give her to everyone at the spot on Jericho Turnpike?
It is right next to the Huntington Station Post Office. It's 918 East Jericho Turnpike.
Yep.
Right next to the Huntington Post Office.
The only thing is that I wish they had hot dogs just by themselves, because they don't offer hot dogs. You have to buy it in a kid's meal. I don't like that part. But if they could just have hot dogs by themselves, that'd be great. Because like my kids don't eat hot dogs and French fries. It's either French fries because they're little. It's either French fries or a hot dog. You know what I mean? So
we'll see what the summer brings.
Yeah, but I would go there again. Nice. I really enjoyed
their ice cream is like such different flavors. It's not like your vanilla, your chocolate, your straw, Fruity Pebbles, Cinnabon, like some really neat out of the box types of things. But I just loved how accommodating they were, and they whipped up everything for us, and such nice people.
And the Cinnabon smelled really good.
It tasted even better than it smelled.
And Lisa, really what did they won the 2017?
Empanadas.
The empanadas won the Made Fresh every day. They won the best empanada Paraguay challenge in 2017.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, you guys said they were good. I couldn't eat.
I could definitely see why.
They were really good.
Definitely see why.
I hope
when I go in there, it feels like you're in your mom's kitchen, and she could just whip up anything you ask for. That's what it felt like.
Yeah.
Really awesome.
It was cool.
Yeah, right there. Really good service. Sweet guy, Greg there. He went and looked up our show. We told him we were going to put them on the show tonight. And he was very, very kind. I think he became a subscriber tonight. If not, he will be. We'll haunt them. No, they were a really great restaurant. I love to see, new businesses popping up and being successful. So we want to support that in our community. And then what happened?
Then we went on a tour.
We went on a tour, and there's a lot of
level tour. Yeah.
We're going to go ahead and let this one play. We did all the commentary on it earlier, but we're going to take everybody on a drive. I've been noticing on social media, people have been asking, does anybody even have a correct accounting of how many apartments and, all the construction? I think people are going to be a little surprised to see this, especially, some of the Huntingtonians that aren't here anymore. They'll be a little surprised to see how the town has changed. So I'm going to go ahead and flip this around and take everyone on a ride.
Yes, we'll love it.
Oh, yes. Yes. Okay, here we go down New York Avenue.
Actually, it's me, Dana, and Lisa, and we're taking a ride with you guys to see New York Avenue, Pothole City, and to see how long it takes. So it's 1:18. It's going to be super bumpy. And we're going to take you from the train trestle into town and show you how long this tiny little, maybe a quarter of a mile takes to get down. But also what the roads look like. And now it's really quiet. So before we.
We were talking such back before we.
I know.
Broken this year with the snow. Normally it gets popped out every time the snow plows come along. In fact, the town of Huntington, we paid for that fence. It was $80,000. It was at a town board meeting a while ago. This is the new building that Source the Station has gotten in here. I don't know whether they have any people put in yet for retail. This is the shops at Sweet Pieces.
Oh, look at that beautiful piece of stone.
This is we're New York Avenue. This was some grant money. Still an empty spot. Haven't seen anything from that. Now we're coming down. We're going to stay on New York Avenue. We should have really just put this on Facebook Live for all the people who don't live here anymore to see how things change. Yeah. I'll see if I
You want to switch over to live?
Still got plenty more to go. That's okay. It's okay.
Lisa running those yellows. I told you I was going to say something.
There's the Outback.
Looks like a pretty new sign. Oh, it is a new sign.
And then over down this road, Jacobson Avenue, was they were busted over there not so long ago for having one of those rubber tugs over there, the salons. We've had a lot of massage parlors that are not really massage parlors. How many, like 17 or 20 last year? Well, you know what? They wouldn't be in existence if people weren't using them. So there's obviously a supply and demand issue going on for there to be that many. It is ridiculous. There's that new building that used to be the Boneyard, the bar. Then we're coming up near the cemetery.
Is that cemetery really segregated?
Fit Body Boot Camp. Yes, ma'am. Boot Hill over there. I have to have about John give you. So my husband, he's a digger, and his first job was to dig in the cemetery. We should take you guys through there and explain. It's actually an honor. People want those plots over there now. But yeah, it was segregated, and it's called Boot Hill.
I didn't know that.
You didn't know that?
My grandparents are in there, but I didn't know that.
There.
Wow. I had no idea. That's very interesting.
And then this is the new bakery, butter cookery. That replaced Reinwald's. Reinwald's no longer there.
It's a sugary.
And we're heading in now to town. We actually have really good traffic after lunch. And it's a Tuesday.
Yeah, this is pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Very light.
Wow. Entering.
But that's a new building. That was that one was where the fire was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, nothing like a little fire to bring up a building like that.
We had 1 year where we just had fire after fire after fire.
Oh, I know. I remember that. That was
and now nothing.
2 years ago.
And now nothing. And now we have all this development. It's funny how that works.
Very curious.
So that's the new building. Interesting how the one where the house is red now is shorter than the rest. But yeah,
they're working
going up as far as they can.
Oh, are those some windows?
Yeah. Not on the side though. Not on the side.
You don't think they want to look at the gas station?
No. You know what? I went to Toast today. And the back of the Ice House Apartments, if you want to drive by those two on our way.
Okay. Let's eat at Toast.
Mm-hmm. I had a lovely lunch with a local realtor this morning to talk about the real estate situation. And as I was coming out of the parking lot, which is in the back, you can see that the back of the Ice House has these little porches in the back, and they overlook the parking lot of Toast.
Oh, okay then.
A lot of high-end stuff.
And how much are those apartments running for?
Well, you know, and that's the thing. All these apartments that they're building, they're more than my mortgage. They're about $2,500, $3,000 a month, or north of that number.
That's more than my mortgage too.
And at the end of the day, you don't own the property that you're renting.
All right, that's an annoying sound, but I'm making it right here.
Right? Okay, so over here to the right, because Lisa's going to take us to the right.
You want me to go straight?
Main Street. I figured while we were filming this, we'd get the development, but we'll
Yeah,
go that
no,
way.
I'll go straight.
No problem. Show them there's the one over by the camera place, so that you can
Lenny's?
see how much construction is going on. I think most people don't realize.
Whoa. Did you see that guy who was getting hit by that car?
Seriously, I did not. Don't hit anybody. So down here, all these buildings, that's slated for 108 apartments. It's called Signature Gallery. Signature Gallery.
Is it for the 108 apartments for little people or humans?
I think they're going to be shoeboxes, but if you can see where that blue is in the background, that's the apartments that are behind Albert's Mandarin.
Right.
And the apartments that I was just talking about will be going all the way back to Max. It'll take up that whole block.
Wait, they put apartments on top of ours?
Yes, ma'am. You see?
Right here.
Right
Look.
there.
On Earth?
Right in the back. Look how big it is.
Whoa.
It's huge. It's immense.
Did that just get bigger?
It looks like they're going up again. I'm not sure if they are or not.
Whoa.
But yeah, it's huge.
That looked bigger than what you just videoed the other day.
I know.
Oh my God.
That's toast.
Yes. Oh, so there's the ice house behind Toast. And they have, that was the one I was just telling you guys about. So then this building on the right-hand side also, this is new. It's got apartments above it. Most people didn't even know that that went up there.
Fitness.
Yeah.
I know apartments. Holy.
But at least
crap.
they've got some retail underneath. All these other ones don't. It's getting really hard to. Now, you see how they're billing it? Park Place Luxury Apartments on that sign back there.
And then here was the other fire.
And then this was the other fire. This is the one they call Town Hall North because they have all the attorneys there. It does look like a little courthouse. Oh, the one that looks like the courthouse that we just passed.
Yeah. The one with the big pillars in the front.
And it's just so bizarre. And then you'll
This
have
is the old
some.
mobile station. One of my old hangouts with the motor mids.
All right, so we'll might as well just go ahead and head over towards Creek Condos. Oh yeah, and then we'll
I should have just
we'll
made
complete our journey and then we'll head over to our other park.
All right, I'll make a right up here. Wait, can I make a right here? Yeah, I can. Yeah. Look at them. Oh my God, they're enormous.
Crazy.
I haven't seen them in a long time. I haven't been down here. I've been working.
So we've got these roundabouts also. There's 2 in a row.
Is this new? I don't remember that. Is there?
Here always.
Nope, they're kind of new. So this is Creek Condos.
Crab Creek?
Yeah, because they're right by the sewer plant. So everyone calls them, see, yuck. So over here is where the town board meeting from last week that we highlighted.
Mm-hmm.
If you look down this little path, there's homes back here.
I was just going to ask.
Yes,
down that.
no, there's a house, and that's the one that they're looking to rezone into garden apartments, like we're going to see over here on the left when you make the left when you're able. But there seems to be a lot of traffic. All right.
Did you say traffic? No wonder with all these apartments.
No, we picked a really good time so that we didn't have to worry about bumper to bumper.
You're driving real fast.
Okay. So all this is going to look like this, but it's going to be on the other side. And the reason why I highlight this is because people are making a big deal about the Valencia, how it's being sold, and they're trying to stop the sale. I think they're not seeing the bigger picture here. The bigger picture is at the end of that forest, there's the Valencia. Lisa, go ahead and make a right on West Shore. So this is the Valencia. That's the big topic of discussion. Go down West Shore. And if you look, most of these properties up here as well are for sale. I know. It's a dive bar.
Looks so sad.
So all the way up until, I believe, this White House up here, all the way back into the woods is all creek land, bogland, swampland, and that's what they're looking to.
They're going to build on all that land?
Yeah, garden apartments. All the way to the water.
God.
And then they can sell them for more because then they're going to say, oh, well, it's, water views. Water views. Now I can charge $4,000 a month because you've got a water view of the bay. And you're right there. And this is where we are. Now we're right down nearby Huntington.
This Mill Dam.
Yeah.
That would be a big hangout when I was a kid. Softball fields.
And if you want to hook a right here, then we'll go ahead and get to the other part of really look at it. All right. This is also a really good deli. I'll have to come here for this one. Oh, yeah. They have great stuff there.
They've been here since I was a kid, at least. They've been here a long time.
So
West Shore Marina.
If you look, when we get up here at this spot, I'll hook it over to the right, and you can see where they want to end those apartments on this part of the watch reviews. Views of this.
I used to ice skate here when I was a little girl. My grandma used to take me here.
And the sewage treatment plant is right over there.
Wow.
Which was recently upgraded, and with all this new high density, they're probably going to need another. There you go. They're going to need another one. That's all over there, the sewage treatment plant. But it looks like water, so they're going to call it Waterfront Views, and they're going to make a ton of money off of that.
I'll go up this way. I'll go behind the Gerard Street apartments, and then hook a left on Main Street.
Okie doke. And then we'll end this one. Okay. Because this one's getting really long. And then this is the sewage treatment plant. You can see it in the background, all the tanks. They take all the sewage.
Environmental land survey, man. What he's doing now.
He's probably scoping it out for the zone change.
Yep. Wow. Interesting.
You just look around and you'll see there's a lot of things going on about this town. So Dana, the Town Hall North is going to be coming up on your right past this other building if you want to get another look at it. Looks just like a courthouse. But previous attorneys who have worked at Town Hall occupy that space. Many have gone on to become judges.
It looks like that's coming down.
Oh, that's good. It should have been like that for a while.
Uh-oh.
Somebody's going to have something to say about that yellow thing. Alright, there's there it is, yep. So we're back at these new luxury, what's it called? Park Place. Park Place, brand new luxury rentals. Luxury rentals, walking distance to everything. Goodness. Walking, yeah, luxury rentals.
When were you
That's what they
built?
like.
I don't. Everything. Where's everything? This has got to be within the last, not even a year.
2 years, yeah.
Oh, goodness.
Okay. This is the Ice House Apartments. Looks like they got some rentals down there. The Bar Method. Okay, another hospital. And an animal hospital. I don't know anybody who's actually rented here yet, but that's up for rent. Something going on here. Look at all this land clearing.
Wow.
Wow, let's find out what that is, huh? Wow. Now, here's the old, oh, look at all this. It's all fenced off. What are we doing here? So this is the old town hall that they did create a zone change, and they were going to turn it into a hotel.
This one's there?
Yeah, it's the old, this one right over that right over on our left.
This Yakima can't drive.
No, not at all.
Wow.
Oh, no, welcome to Huntington.
Oh, I was going to make a left.
So you see this one is, it says Hotel Huntington. The flyer is still there. You see that one? In front of it,
But I'm going in.
where it says Hotel Huntington. And that's the old town hall.
Cemetery.
And
The old
then,
burial hill.
and then the town hall is up a little further by the church. And that used to be a school.
Where?
The new town hall was originally,
like a school.
yeah, it was originally a school. And we're right by Hector Park. I think that's when we ended it. So that was our drive today.
We wanted to show there was 5 public hearings at the last town board meeting. And I believe that they're having the public hearings now next week, and we're going to be at that town board meeting. So we're still not sure of what time that we're coming on, because we don't know, because it's an evening town board meeting, but we'll meet here right after and talk about what was discussed. But yeah.
And I wanted to comment on the town hall meetings, because it was brought to my attention by a few people how we don't sit together at town hall. And it's not that we don't do this to go to a party. Believe it or not, Jenny, myself, and Lisa, we all have different views on almost everything. So we sit according to what we're trying to actually obtain for that particular meeting. It's not really a tactic. We just want to get each person's perspective from the same exact meeting, and we all pull something different away from it. And that's why we do that. And we don't collaborate prior to our show. We go right off the cuff. Whatever we thought about or whatever we felt, whatever the notes we have, we do it that way. And that's why we sit separately, so that we could be honest and bring, our honest opinion out of what exactly we saw and how we interpreted that particular situation.
So we don't influence each other's opinions in any way. Yeah.
And we're big on that. We like to keep it as honest and as real as possible. Mm-hmm. So that's why we do that. We're not trying to scare the politicians, so don't get nervous.
You got it. I got it too. I got it from so many different people.
Yeah.
Come into the town board meeting and then you divide to conquer. I'm like, we're not dividing to conquer. We're dividing so that we're not sitting next to each other talking about what's happening, so that our show is more genuine when we do this for everyone. We're very
focused. If we sit next to each other, we might talk or we might say something to each other. We might miss something. We just stay focused and sit, different places in the room so we could,
And you guys know me. I'm a talker. I'm a talker about everything. If I'm not doing it with my mouth, I'm doing it with my fingers. And it's very hard for me to come to that place where I'm learning to actively listen.
Right.
I'm trying to listen to people a little differently and hear what they say instead of what my filters say that they're saying. I know. I'm having my own. At least I process these things and I learn about myself, about them. I've learned that it's more with Mark Cuthbertson than anyone else, because if most people know me, they know I have a federal lawsuit against the town. And there are some things that occurred during that period of time where I was very personally affected by the members that were on the town board at that time. And Mr. Cuthbertson is the last one there. So I have a deep-rooted dislike for him. So when he says things, I have the tendency to hear them flavored with that extreme dislike. And I'm recognizing that in myself. So I am going to try to actively listen to him in a different way. And I've said it before that I think the way he says things overshadows some of, and I think a lot of people hear him that way. They hear him in this, it's almost like this whole Trump derangement syndrome that people talk about, where they hear Trump a certain way because they already don't like him. And I'm admitting that I can see that in other people because I can see it in myself and how I hear Mr. Cuthbertson. So I'm going to try to work a little harder on that, since we're trying to bring you more hyper-localized news. Since nobody else is doing this, we decided we got to do it.
It's a good idea. It's a good show. We talk about things that are affecting the community. So I'm sure, people enjoy it. And it's a good thing that you pointed out, because like it or not, Mark is extremely intelligent. He has a lot of information. His delivery is a little unsavory at best. But if you can get past that and take what exactly he's talking about, he makes a lot of sense. You just have to listen to what he says.
Yes.
So, can I still not like him?
Yeah, you don't have to like him Listen, Lisa, my personal growth is not something that I have to push on anybody else. It's about where I feel that I could be doing better. And it has nothing to do with what I think anybody else in this planet should do. I can only do me.
I don't think his intelligence changes the way he really is and what's on the inside of him. So.
Well, I still don't like him, but I'm going to try to hear him differently. That's the bottom line for me. Okay, so where did we go next?
Jellyfish.
Jellyfish.
Yeah. So that was another one that's on the it's up for a public hearing. It was on, I'm trying to set it up for you. It was on the town board meeting last week. And we really didn't understand. If you go back and you watch episode 4, season 2, you'll see that we did talk about the town. We covered the public portions and we brought up the tax map because I had a hard time trying to figure out the Suffolk County tax map.
Guys, I just have to interrupt you. Guys, keep going. I'm going to log on and come back in.
Okay. Right, absolutely. We're going to go to the Mill Pond. So we had, we looked up the tax map and it said basically the parcel of property that we were looking at was the pond. So we decided to go down to Centerport today and get a look of exactly what it was that we're looking at. And
okay, we're in Centerport at the Thatch Cottage and the Jellyfish. We had an item on the town board agenda last week connected with this property, so we wanted to come down and check it out and see it with our own eyes. Well, it's closed down. The man who used to own both of these properties, he, I don't think he's around. There's a story there. But Mill Pond uses this for their parking now. They bring the excess cars down here. But I believe that this, what we're standing on right now, is what the town is looking to use for parking. This? That's what this.
What the hell?
This.
Yeah. How many places is this going to hold?
But I also can't even understand, like, what are they using the parking for?
And where are we going to get to this one? This maybe will be an asset in the summertime.
Because
I'm not coming down here now.
When we looked at the property map, it said 36.1 acres, and that's the pond.
Okay.
Remember on our last show last week?
Yeah.
And this is the only piece of property that's actually part of the pond. So this is Mill Pond, and the it's worth a lot of money, this piece of property. So I don't know why the town. I'm not gonna fall in. I'm good. Beautiful swans, beautiful views. So imagine now that they built high density housing right here.
That would be ridiculous. I think they would get so much flack to even try to.
I think they would, but I mean, all you have to have is a deep pocket.
I don't think you would succeed. I think these people over
the
here.
back entrance of the Thatch Cottage.
We did. Well, we can head over. So you see that little white house all the way over?
Yeah, the little tiny one.
Yeah, that's Don Pius' house. The rental guy.
So he lives there?
No,
no.
He owns it. He owns different pieces of property in the town. But the town put a sewage pump there on his property for whatever reason, because the town took this property from a guy who owned it. This pond used to be privately owned by a man, and he planted clams. And he wanted to grow the clams in here. I mean, it's genius. Why go all the way out there when you could just dig here and get the clams?
Well, imagine with the sewage plant, the clams are not doing too well.
Well, yeah, well, I mean, that's part of it. So I don't know if I can even get back over there for the Thatch Cottage. We're going to have to walk back over. But let's go through this way.
I mean, it would be an asset in the summer. I mean, like a month, it's freaking crazy.
Well, yeah, it's February. I just can't imagine what the town is thinking that they're going to use to park here. You know, original site of the Francis Cottage in the 1800s, replaced in 1881 by the Charles Whitney Mansion, which was surrounded by terraces and staircases cascading down to the water. Must have been stunning. In 1910, started housing a series of restaurants, beginning with Latour's. then Bella Vista and the original Schooner. 2012, restored to the original grandeur of the Whitney Mansion with Jellyfish Restaurant. It does look a little southern. But Thatch Cottage is a mess. Right? Thatch Cottage is just, what a travesty this is. It's all boarded up. You can see all the. Oh. This one.
And that's where we lost the video at one point. Oh, Dina, you're back.
I'm back. I just had a quick mishap. Remember what we talked about in the car? Yeah.
One of those
nights.
We're gonna have to make a whole one of the special shows, because we've been talking about doing another show. We should do one just on straight up mothering.
Yes. It's so disgusting.
So here's part 2 of this. It really is. I might be the one that cleans up vomit. Okay, here.
So this is the Thatch Cottage. Back in the day, this place was beautiful. I remember. Oh, you can see the chains on the door and everything.
It's police. Did you get the sign?
Yeah, look at all the garbage bags. This looks even worse from the rear. It's police. And we'll take a little ride around the pond. Huh? Take a little ride around the pond. The other side.
Lisa's with the I didn't realize we were actually going to use the footage.
I know.
All the commentary in the back, I would have been a lot quieter.
I would have been a lot quieter too.
I do. It's so funny. I love the live reaction. Is even better. It's perfect. You're like, what are they going to use this for? it's I can see it for the summer. I'm like, yeah, it's February.
Yeah, so I'm like, it is cold out here. Wouldn't be coming out here just to say, hey, let's meet here in the freezing cold. No.
Yeah. That
was interesting. I wonder why we smelled so much gas over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was really, really weird.
For a long stretch there, it smelled like gas.
Yep, when we were walking back. So this next video that I'm going to do for you guys, we're actually going to stop it in the middle at one part.
Yep.
Because we want to show you guys something else. We were filming the pond and we came across something else. And the thing that we came across, the people that were there said, can we film you and put you on our show? And they're like, oh no, you can't do that. You can't let anybody know we're here, because once word gets out, it's like Newsday and everybody's going to take our spot away. These people were hysterical. So we're going to do a little bit of this, then we're going to come back to me, Dana, and Lisa, so we can tell you what happened on our little adventure today.
No drones. No drones.
No drones. She was hilarious.
Coming down Center Shore Road. And we're going to take a full ride around the pond. Oh, yeah, they're all over there capturing photos of the eagles in the nest up there.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. We're right over by the chalet.
Can we stop on the way back?
Yeah, absolutely. So,
okay, so we'll stop it right there at the
You can see the nest. You can see that nest, the big black blob. You can see it. Ooh, it's huge.
Yeah, and I got to cut. And so we stopped there, and there's these photographers with these cameras that are huge.
Massive.
They're all lined up, right? I said the funniest thing, because there was this one lady there and her camera was completely camouflaged, but they don't understand why all of a sudden everybody is pulling into the parking lot, and they're really worried about this. That's why we were like, oh my gosh, we should film this crazy. So Lisa found out when we got back. Go ahead, tell them, Lisa.
I was telling my mother all about it, and she was like, oh yeah, you mean by the chalet in Centerport? It's like, how did you know? Oh, because Patch put their exact location on there and what they're doing and the beautiful pictures of the eagles. So I was like, oh my goodness.
So,
so
they're going, oh my God, all these people are pulling up. The Patch had just run an article on it, so everybody's running down there to see the Eagles.
Right. And they thought we bought them.
Yes.
They thought we bought everybody with our drones.
They're probably
like,
waiting.
Oh, the lady wrong with you.
Because somebody else had shared it on You Know You're from Huntington Facebook group.
Yeah.
Somebody shared the posts on there about where they are and what they're doing, and yeah, that's only 8,000 people in that group. So
there was one lady going, you can't tell anybody we're here, and then she tells Lisa, she goes, and you can't use drones either because these are federally protected birds.
Drones.
What is wrong with you? It is not. We heard you the first time. Relax. Just take it easy there, tough guy.
Everybody's really excited about the Eagles. So now that the Patch has already broken wind about this whole thing, we got to get back over there and try to get a picture of the eagle in flight.
And one of the guys actually thought that all those people pulling into the parking lot, one after the next, boom, 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 was because we kind of like distracted them by standing there.
Thank you for thinking so highly of us, but I don't think with our small subscribership that we have right now that we're just going to bring all these people in and ruin this for you. It's not like the Eagle's going to move out because too many people are trying to come there. They're already nesting, which is great too. That means there's going to be babies. You know, I
live in the nest. You know what we mean?
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
So that was really neat to come across that while we were just out there doing the
that was so cool.
Yeah, it really was a lot of good information.
Yeah, great
stuff. And we got to see them because one of the guys were really nice and they let us look through their camera lens.
Yes, he did, and he had a beautiful photo of the eagle in flight.
Yeah,
so beautiful.
That was cool.
So this is the property that Don Pius owns.
I think I got that one right. I hope I did. If not, I heard he's out of the Section 8 voucher program now, moving into luxury rentals.
This is the pond, and you can see in the background over there where we just were, the jellyfish and the thatched cottage. So do the whole bridge if you can. People only knew what was really going on in the background. It's very trying to plug this in so we can get rid of the beeping. Okay. Safety first. Oh, and there's the gorgeous, the famous swan. The crane. Crane. That's what I meant. Crane. Yeah, it's okay. This is one of my daughter's favorite places to come and take photographs. This is Center Shore Road.
No vans. Tearing up the streets with my old 69 Camaro back in the day.
This goes out in
coming over here to the bridge here.
There's a lot of people that fish here.
Yeah,
right off this little bridge. Mm-hmm. So this is the back view of where we were over. You could see the mill pond, the jellyfish, the thatched cottage, and some homes in the background. But we're going to go ahead and take the ride all the way around so we can get a really good rear view of what has become of the thatched cottage over time. Remember when we had all the fish that got chased in here? The bunker?
Yes.
Oh, this place stunk so bad.
Thousands of dead
That was just last summer, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
It was I think it's the bluefish was chasing all the bunker in, and then they get in and the oxygen levels are lower, and so they all die off. And it just stank because it was nothing. It was full of dead fish. Oh my God. It was crazy. So beautiful over here. It is a pretty little spot.
Why are some of these houses so little and then some of them so big? Like, that's a really tiny house.
I don't know. I think they call them like a salt box, right? Is that term?
What's that? Some of them are just
small salt boxes.
Salt taxes.
Yeah.
State and local taxes. Salt. Actually, the taxes up here are way too high to have potholes. I mean, very high. I know. I'm like, are you kidding?
What the hell?
That's why I said potholes. All right, so right over here, you're going to pull over. take everyone to the rear view of the lodge. So you can see why it's a desirable piece of property. But look what it looks like right now. Wow. Oh, my.
Oh, wow. It's awful from
I have never
See?
seen the back view. I've never seen this view from here. It's all covered with what can only be described as it's boarded up like
Black
a hurricane's
tarps.
coming in garbage bags, black tarps.
Yeah, black garbage bags is what it looks like.
Yeah. And it's such a beautiful part of town. And these people pay these high taxes to look at this. Yeah.
Such a shame.
It was such a beautiful piece of property back in the day.
Yeah.
And what caught my attention was the one person who spoke out at the town board meeting, who gave the history of it. We got to go back. Maybe when we talk about the public hearing, and he talks about the 2012 resolution to change the zone from C7 to R or C6 to R7. And then he talks about how it came up again. So it's not like they're not considering this to be turned into luxury apartments. They've taken the resolutions on twice. All they need is a buyer who's willing to do it and a change of zone, and it's in. But right now,
do you think that those people that live there, for some reason, my gut feeling is telling me that if they tried to implement anything like that over there, they would get such resistance from the surrounding people that live there. I don't think the town would be, I mean, it would be a lot of hoopla for a unnecessary cause. What would be the purpose of having parking over there? It's close to nothing.
I don't get it. It makes no sense to me. Like, Doc Spencer's office is right over there. It's the only town, well, that's not even town related, but it's the only like politically connected area that would even warrant anything, and it makes zero sense. So I can't wait till the public hearing next week to find out, because all we've been doing is speculating and trying to figure it out. We don't really have the information. We're just trying to bring it to the information. And by all means, if anybody knows, inbox
Let us
us,
know.
know, so that we can let other people know. We're just as curious as anybody else.
Because
when
what
Dana,
I saw,
Dana, when you said, people would be in uproar and people would, be protesting, it makes me think, out of all the things that the town has done that, some people might not like, or some communities might not like, has the town ever not done something because the community didn't like it?
well, let me just answer this. Let me just answer you this way about that particular question. I found and actually it was Matt Harris who bought this. I had made a post some weeks back in regards to affordable housing, and Matt Harris gave me a whole list of things that were built and all those other things. I find, depending on the social class of the towns, will depend on how the towns react to that particular area. So where we here in Huntington Station, we may have a few loudmouths, but we don't have enough loudmouths with long money. As opposed to a place like Centerport or Huntington Bay, where they have loud mouths and loud money. They tend to listen to those areas a little bit more than they do to us.
It's not just that.
Really isn't that big of a deal, you mean, to them?
But it's also an issue of a lot of the houses in Huntington Station are rentals. So they're not as invested as real property owners that you're going to see over in Centerport.
Exactly, because Centerport is not a place where rentals would be attractive, because most of the people who live there either have the money or it's just certain, you just wouldn't have a Section 8 rental over there. I'm just going to put it out there, be honest.
How easy is it to turn the chalet? Now, did you even know that the chalet was there?
No.
Oh, yeah, it's been there forever.
I didn't know it was there.
Most people don't know that there's this hotel, and it's I can't even use the words, but how easy is it to convert that into housing, little hotel rooms?
With all the, I just, if I'm wrong, then I'm wrong. But I just, encircling that area, and if I had enough time, and because, I'm known for knocking on doors or just talking to people as I walk around, I would guarantee that almost 95% of that community would go crazy if they tried to make that place anything other than, because they're going to talk about disturbing the wildlife. It's going to talk about the pollution. It's going to,
got the eagles. We've got the eagles now. You can't do anything over there. I'm sorry that they're nesting.
Yeah. Yep. So, I mean, I just, not to mention,
they're
who wants to go
chalet?
over there?
You know what, though? And I want to bring this back and show us one more thing. I know the chalet. Seriously, anybody who's watching right now that knows about the chalet, they know what the chalet is and who's going there. But Suffolk County is known to house homeless in hotel rooms. And that was one thing we were going to cover, and we've got the backup on that for you guys. But we were just talking about how the environmental issues might stop it. Let me take you back, because we're just at Creek Condos today, right?
Yes.
And we know that they're going to be doing we know that they're going to be going across the street. So this is Creek Road. This is the road that we were driving down. Okay. Mm-hmm. And this is the Valencia. Okay. Right. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. This side is where Creek Condos is. And this is where they're going to change the road. So do you understand what the green represents?
Is that farm? I mean, like, is that land?
That's water. The marshland.
Marsh.
That's all marsh.
Why would you want to build on marsh?
Well, they already did, pretty much. I mean, we had to build this area up. They had to bring in a lot of dirt just to, I'm touching my screen like I'm still over there. Silly girl. They had to build it up and they had to truck out a lot of dirt and build it up with other dirt for the Creek Condos.
I recall maybe 2 years ago or a year ago, we had this really bad rainstorm, and that whole area was flooded. Am I bugging?
No, all the time. The whole area floods still.
Yeah.
Why would you want to build over there? Why would you want to live over there?
That's why they call them Crap Creek apartments.
Why would you even want to take your chances on building a home or apartments on marshland? That's number one. Why would you, and number two, why would you buy or want to?
I just want you to know, I had to go back and check. I apologize. It's wetlands.
Wetland.
Okay.
Wetlands.
I want to make sure that we cover that correctly, because wetlands are protected, and yet we're building the crap out of that place, literally.
And I don't understand, why do we need, I don't understand that. I would not volunteer to live next to a gas station, a sewage plant, and a place where they house animals. I wouldn't, who in their right mind goes, yeah, I want to live there. Let me smell gasoline. Let me smell your poop. Nobody says that. Mm-hmm. Nobody says that.
But it's it's waterfront views of the creek.
That's waterfront's a swamp. That's what that is. That's what I saw today. Yeah. Because half of it didn't even have water.
Yes.
So what am I looking at? No, guys, come on. We got to do better. We have to do better.
I mean, a lot of the smell also comes from low tide.
It smells really weird over there.
So when the water tables go up, I think people don't realize that when the water tables goes up and the sewage the sewage goes right back out with it. So, a lot of people say, well, it's low tide. I'm sorry, I hate to tell you, but it's also poo. And everything. It's not just poo. It's everything that goes in there. Our water has a high concentration of all sorts of medications and those kinds of things.
I need to take Alka-Seltzers before I the things that we say make my stomach turn, just like about the pictures that you were telling me about earlier where my stomach, I really got sick.
Sorry.
So when you just said that, I'm just like, mm-mm.
I think it's more important to know than to like walk around blindly that we don't know. You want to go your kids into chemical compound concoctions of, you don't know what, I mean, okay. So if you look at how the land is laid up on Long Island, when it rains, it goes down both sides. So everything that's on the street, the dry cleaning stuff, everything,
fertilizers, pesticides,
everything. And then so the beaches, because summer's coming up, beaches get closed after it rains. That happened in our lifetime. So then people are like, okay, well, the beaches are open again. I'm sorry, I'm not dipping my children in there at all. I will go to the South Shore where there is more there's more of a flow of, it's got more, whereas up here where it goes down and up and down and up, but it doesn't really drain itself out. I'm not putting my kids in it.
Right. So after it rains and you can't go to the beach, how many days typically do they think it's safe for you to put your feet in the water?
I know.
But I'm with Jenny. You're not going to tell me on Tuesday it's a runoff and it's not safe, and then you're going to tell me Wednesday morning, okay, it's safe again. No.
Beaches are open again. Okay, thank you. Meanwhile, the rates of breast cancer, we've gone through this before, are the highest here. We have high levels. Autism, all sorts of everything. And you know what? No, we don't know what causes it, but we don't know what does either. So I would rather err on the side of caution and have the information available to say, you know what, maybe it's just not a good idea if I dip my children in the cocktail concoction that is running off into the bay.
Yeah, how about that? Let's keep our kids like in the pool if they can get in one.
No, and that's the thing too. I'm sorry, like I'm all for the summer programs, but I'm going to pay for a town pass to use the pool to go there, and you can't get in because the camps are there. So I can't use the pool. I can't use the beach. Why do I even have to get a beach sticker to pay for this? You're already paying taxes in this town. Yeah, I'm telling you, one day when my kids are grown, I'm running for office. I'm not going to run with the party people. I'm running just all by. I'm going to say everybody's getting a parking pass and a beach sticker because if you have paid your taxes on time, this is your thank you. You shouldn't have to pay extra for these things. You shouldn't have to pay to park in your town. You're paying for the salaries of the people to come around and give you a ticket. It's asinine. It's true.
I agree with you. Really, I agree with you on that.
Like when you hear somebody saying it out loud, it's like, oh my God.
And now somebody's going to take my idea and run under a party and win. Bastards.
We'll be on that campaign. Don't worry.
Yeah, it's all right. Hell's going to freeze over before I run anyways. They have too much garbage against me. You have to be perfect to run for office these days.
Oh, yes, you do.
Nothing. And there are photos out there that are concerning. They need to find them because I look so good. Like I was 20. I needed the money, you know? No, find them. They were awesome. Look, good stuff.
It's out of control.
Oh, please. There's people in this town that are running for office that have just gone full blown naked in front of people. What I've done is nothing.
No. Jenny, I thought we discussed that earlier.
Can I do
Yeah,
that?
we're good. I know. We're going to try to be.
Lisa, no, inappropriate.
So the
Oh.
Lisa's so inappropriate.
She's totally inappropriate.
I don't know what to do. I'm just gonna look outside.
This is the part of the show where it starts to deteriorate.
Yeah, start getting crazy.
Yeah. We're about an hour in, and so we have about 5 minutes left. Can you believe it?
Okay. That went by fast.
Start to get tired.
So fast.
I did definitely wanted to take the opportunity to correct a statement, just to have clear up anything that was misunderstood. I received a call telling me that Dom Spotter was a bit annoyed. What I said last week and he said that he ran for office to get a seat. That's not what I meant to. That wasn't what I was trying to convey. What I was trying to play into is what was said at the town hall meeting. By no means do I think Dom ran to smear anyone. I think he ran because he had the information. I think he ran because he felt as though he was qualified to do the position, to do the job, and maybe even do it a little bit better because he had more information. I did agree with Dom on that. I supported him. So it wasn't, if that was the impression that anyone else got, I definitely do not want that. I spoke to Dom myself. A lot of people assumed that it was Lisa and Jenny who told me about Dom's reaction or the boys' reaction, but it actually wasn't. Either one of them didn't say anything to me. It was actually somebody else. And instead of, sulking or not addressing the situation, I reached out to Dom directly. He's a personal friend of mine. I know what he's about. And I never want to have any confrontations or any misunderstandings like that. It's never personal. It's always business. Political, it's not personal. But if I do say something that is incorrect, I don't mind retracting my statement. I definitely don't mind apologizing. But if you're somebody who I consider my friend, like Dom, of course, I take it a little bit more personally. And that's why I wanted to address it. Of course, he's all cool because you know how Dom is. He's like, forget about it. Don't worry about it. It's all right. We talk. We're good. Don't worry.
Cool, we're cool. We're good.
Yeah, that's exactly how he was. So I was like, no, because I don't want people to think that that's what I think of you or that's what I was trying to convey. He was all good with just talking to me. And we actually had a really good conversation, as we always do. He is more than qualified for the position that he has. And I know that he will take his time and I know that he will give it his all. So it wasn't that he was hired for the job because, truth be told, I'm sure everybody knew that he already had a job. It was just the process of how it was done. And what Dom decided to do, unlike so many other people, was he actually sat down and went through the process of how he was actually approached, how the whole situation came about, which now leaves, you having a better comprehension of what exactly took place. So it's not like they had a little secret boys club meeting and his name was picked up out of a hat. It was an actual process where he did interview with quite a few people. Some people grilled him a little bit more than others, but nonetheless, he still had the interview. So it allowed me to have a better understanding, which allowed me to convey what, some people went through. So it wasn't what people were thinking, but I have to thank him for being honest and even giving me or allowing me to, be made privy to all the things that he had to go through. I really appreciate that. And that's one of the reasons why I supported him, because he's like the guy next door. He's true blue, no airs. He doesn't have any of those, and you guys should know me by now. I tell it like it is. I don't care who you are. He's one of the people that I really support 100%.
I think his whole point was that he didn't run for office to lose, to get a job with the town.
Right.
Because he has a good job, which is better than the town and probably pays more. And I believe that he turned down, if you look at some of the salaries, he turned down the 120 and went for the 60,000.
And no benefits.
And turned down all his benefits too. He said, I don't need them. I do not want to take these from the taxpayers. And if you look at like some of the people that we did get, they're actually completely overqualified. That guy, Samus, he was part of the Exxon Valdez. I looked up this guy's resume, crazy resume, the Exxon Valdez oil spill.
Right.
He's, going to be working for the town. Again, I think too overqualified. And then you have people who, that John Clark guy, completely overqualified. We heard his qualifications. We're like, this guy should be running for the supervisor. We had said this back during the election when I think it was right after the NAACP.
Yeah.
We did that on that when they had the Meet the Candidates night. It was unfortunate that I made a very bad judgment call that I was like, this guy's great. I'm going to vote for him over this guy, O'Reilly. And then come to find out, he also ran for the Green Lawn Water position. He won, and now he's been appointed to work for the town for the sewage plant where we were just talking about and driving around and stuff. And it's very disingenuous for me because things like that are exactly what people shy away from and get upset about. And that's when they start screaming, collusion and corruption, and when those types of things occur. So when you're the new party coming in and you're talking about a new direction, but you're doing the same shit this other party used to do, you're not really taking it. You're just taking it in the direction of the new party that's in charge. And chances are they're only going to have this majority for probably about 2 years. I was doing the math for you guys today. Why New York State will never elect a Republican candidate, and why, like, when I vote whatever in a presidential candidate, it's never going to count. One of the things I think people need to know, well, first of all, when the census comes out, people are going to be blown away. The United States Census gives us our electoral votes or takes them away. Right. And we've lost a huge population of people. So is California. I think they're going to start seeing theirs go down too. But the state of New York, we have 19 million people in the entire state of New York. 11 million of those people are in the city. So the other 9 million are spread throughout the rest of the state. We will never outvote that. And New York City always votes Democrat. They reelected Bill de Blasio, for goodness sake. So, and he had like a 2% approval rating. I'm totally exaggerating that, but you know what I mean. But he didn't exactly have the best approval rating that there was. And it doesn't matter. The entire state of New York, I've shown the maps before, the Antorino Cuomo. New York was lit up red for the Astorino Cuomo race, except for a small pocket upstate in New York City. And
New York City is, I believe, for my personal opinion, my mom is very involved in New York City politics, even though we live in Suffolk County. That's another story. And I believe, they're always going to vote Democrat because the Republicans just aren't willing to embrace.
Hold on,
the diversity that New York City has.
Look at this map.
Wow, holy.
That's Cuomo Astorino. Wow. Is that insane? I want you to think about that for a second, because if New York State operated in the same way that the Electoral College does on a federal level, Astorino would be the governor of New York State right now.
Yeah.
Because he would have won more counties. And that's really a more fair way of how our election should be conducted. But that'll never happen.
That's another show. Like, do we really need the Electoral College anymore? I mean, that what the purpose of it being there. You think so?
Every state gets to pick which candidate they want, and then every state has their percentage based upon their population of absolutely keeps it. Otherwise, every election would be decided by California and New York. Every election. And that is unfair to anybody else.
Well, I live in New York, so I don't care. It's fair to me. I want to keep it that way.
Yeah.
I think if we gave people, we try to give people the illusion that elections and when you vote really counts, but at the end of the day, it doesn't really count because it's the Electoral College that selects the presidency. So I think if we could give the people a little bit more freedom.
But every vote does count in your state. So your state, whatever your state decides that their vote is who that Electoral College vote goes to. So it
normally,
and they all.
As you saw with Bush and Trump, neither one of them won the popular vote, but they won the electoral vote. So in honesty, it didn't really go the way the people wanted because the people didn't vote either one of them, and yet they both were presidents.
So do you think it's fair that we have a map that's almost completely red and yet we still ended up with Governor Cuomo? Because if you look at the amount of counties that we have, 90% of the counties voted for the Republican candidate. And 10%.
But you just said New York City carries more.
It's the density. It's the density. The density.
I mean.
And that's what they're doing. That's why they flood, they're flooding in certain votes. It also comes down to the population. because then those states get more. You're actually going to see, it's going to be interesting. California's going to lose some electoral votes in 2020. New York's going to lose some more. And Texas, who you're seeing a lot of people, that's where we're seeing the most growth. They're going to gain some. They're going to gain some. They're going to gain where others are losing, and you're going to see more of the other states. I think Florida is probably also going to gain some more electoral votes, and that's at our disadvantage. It says a lot about our state. So,
I wouldn't agree with Florida gaining more, but I definitely would agree with you with Texas, just because Florida has that wicked weather and so many crazy things happening in Florida, just in regards to weather alone. I'm not sure people are migrating as much as they used to, but I do know
we brought over a ton of people from Puerto Rico, and they're in Florida after the hurricane.
Yeah, but can they vote? Because Puerto Rico is a territory. They don't vote they can't vote in their citizens can't vote in our election.
They're deciding to live here now, right? I mean, think about it.
You still got to have citizenship, and you can't. It's a whole bunch of different things. When it comes to voting.
Yeah, it's a gray area. You definitely have to look into. So,
very good.
But
Definitely.
We're yeah. All right, so our next show.
That was so fast this time.
I know, like we just don't have enough.
9. Can't read that.
37.
Wow.
We're 7 over.
That's
Actually,
crazy.
we started a little later.
We started.
Crazy. So, okay, so we will. We're coming back to you next week, and we're not sure the time, so keep an eye on our Facebook page, and we'll give you updates as we're there, and then when we're coming into you. And worst case scenario, you don't catch us live, you can watch us anytime in your leisure on our YouTube channel. And if you subscribe, you'll get an update every time we do go live. But it's been a great evening with you ladies, as always.
Yes, I enjoyed it. As always, it's always good, informational. I love it.
Yeah, I had a great day today. We had a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was a good one. Totally a good one.
Definitely.
So want to say any final goodbyes?
I'm just saying goodbye, everybody.
Good night.
And we hope everyone enjoyed tonight's Huntington View. Have a good night, everyone.
Bye.
Bye-bye.